sharp end. Any tool that has a sharp end you could use. A fork works just fine. And I'm going to rough up the surface of the clay. Really, not overly deep, but not shallow. If it's shallow, it won't work. I'm going to rough up both surfaces of the clay. Cutting in little wedges or cutting in little lines to score that. And what that's going to do when I add the slip onto it, it's going to join those two pieces together like this. So then I put my slip on the outside here, and you can put that on with a toothbrush, works nicely. And then put your two pieces together. You could put slip on both sides if you feel like you need it. Okay, that's scoring, and scoring is necessary when adding two pieces of clay together. Rough up the surface of the clay and add slip and attach clay. Then you can take your tool, the blue tool works nice for this, get it cleaned off, and smooth your two pieces of clay together. And now I have a hollow egg. Plastic clay is clay that is really soft and workable. So a piece of plastic clay, I can squeeze it in my hand and I can easily push it into place. Plastic clay describes clay that is soft and workable. Always make sure that you keep it covered and in a plastic bag or covered with plastic when it's at this state, or it'll dry up. So when you have bags of clay on your desk, you want to make sure that you twist this closed and you turn it upside down on itself so that it doesn't get any air to that. Okay, plastic clay. And plastic clay is what we want to work with when we're making our forms. Leather hard clay is after you've let some air get to your project, then it becomes leather hard. Now notice as I take this leather hard piece and I bend it, it breaks pretty easily and it cracks when I bend it in half here. This is also really good for when you're ready to carve in textures. It carves it out really nicely when you use it with the leather hard. You can get lots of nice incised details. So leather hard clay. Clay which is cool to the touch, but not plastic enough to squeeze with my hand. If I try to squeeze it, it's more likely going to break. When it's in this state, it's perfect to carve into. Greenware is clay that has dried up. This is the same type of clay as this is, but this, all of the moisture is gone out of it, all the liquid has dried out, and it changes a different color because it's dried out. So this is plastic clay, and dry clay is greenware. Greenware, clay is most fragile at this point. It's completely dry and not cool to the touch. A good way to remember this is visualize green eggs and ham. Think about green eggs and ham to remember this one. It has absolutely nothing to do with green eggs and ham, just a way to remember it. After we fire the piece once, it's called bisqueware. And this is the same clay as this. And this has been fired once, and this is bisqueware. And it turns a nice brighter, well, it's a brighter white, a lighter color, whereas this is gray. It's the same kind of clay as this as well, but it's been fired once. Now, I couldn't drink out of this, but this is what we will paint when we're just doing projects that we're not going to eat or drink out of. Throwing clay in the art room is not cool. I have emailed all the teachers to let them know that we're working with clay. You are not allowed to take clay out of the art room. If you're caught with clay, you will not be doing any clay projects. If there is clay thrown in the art room, unless I know who did it, we will stop all clay projects. I am not going to tolerate clay being thrown at all.